I am making Italian meatballs.
Oh, I'm gonna get one of those.
In vodka sauce.
Oh, yeah.
This is, I'm sorry, Sonny, yours is easy. I think mine is easier because there's no chopping involved. You have to chop your herbs. Jeffrey's looking at this. It's not eggs. These are fresh meatballs available in your, refrigerated section now at your grocery store.
Oh, yeah, I've
fresh,
seen that. Yeah.
pre-made meatballs ready to go. So what we're gonna do is sear these off in a pan, okay? We're gonna bring it to low, and we're gonna make now our sauce. It's a vodka sauce. This could not be any easier. Taking your favorite jar of pre-made tomato sauce. I know, people in my family are rolling in their graves right now, but they make some really good jar sauce right now.
Yeah.
Real fresh, really just vibrant and beautiful.
It's not like it used to be.
Next, we're gonna take some cream.
Oh, yeah.
Heavy whipping cream in there to make it a creamy sauce. We're gonna whisk this around, right? And I'm gonna take these meatballs, right? See how easy this is? Because it's just 2 ingredients thus far.
Where's the vodka?
The vodka is coming. I'm gonna take these meatballs, right? And I'm just gonna literally dump them all. Look at that. Look how crispy we got on there, right? Again, you can use the frozen meatballs, but I think this adds so much flavor, just caramelizing the exterior.
Wow.
Frying them up.
Hating.
Just a little bit of that fat. Oh, what are we gonna do with all that crispy bit fond on the bottom
You're
there?
gonna flambe.
We're gonna deglaze
Oh.
with that, right?
See, that's not easy. You doing a whole lot of steaming up. Now I gotta turn on the vent over the stove.
And the vodka not only gives it flavor and body and everything, that kind of like potato-y type of flavor, but also helps emulsify the tomato and the fat and the cream together as one. Wow. Otherwise, you get separation, right? It'll cook in there. We're gonna...
How long, Jeff?
So this is going on high, 2 to 4 hours till it's all kind of together and wonderful. And look at that, give it a little stir before you put...
It smells amazing.
It is like, right, that vodka sauce. Yeah. And how easy was that? 3 ingredients only. I got one ready to go here. Let me see, this one is gonna be legendary.
Oh. Do I taste this one too, or Katie gets it?
No, Katie gets to taste it, but look at that.
Step back.
Come on.
Look at it. It's like a very pretty blush, right? Look at that. Give it a little stir before you serve it, right? There we go.
Yeah, because I want a lot of sauce in there.
There's a restaurant downtown that has a great
that looks
vodka
good,
sauce.
Jeff. Okay.
Look at
Big old
that.
piece of basil on it.
Look at
Yup.
it. I'm gonna get dainty. Daddy's getting dainty here. We're just throwing a little piece of baby basil on top of each one of these. Then, of course, a
Parm me up.
little fresh parm. And don't forget your toothpicks.
So much work.
How dare you? These were so easy. You're gonna make these so much more
Really good.
quicker and frequently than Sonny's.
Listen, I think we've all had the meatballs at some place, right? This is good if you're gonna do like a meatball bar, man. Just a couple of flavors, something familiar.
Jeff, I love the creaminess and that tomato sauce and the vodka. It's there, but it's not overpowering. And you're right, having that little brown bit.
Yeah.
It's good.
I am excited because I have friends coming over for dinner later, and I'm going with the safe and popular choice of a Tex-Mex spread. And I'm starting with a low and slow recipe, spicy Tex-Mex chicken. It's gonna be the star of a taco bar, and I'm cooking it in the slow cooker just to give me one less thing to do at the last minute. I added the chicken to the slow cooker first, and I used boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which is always my favorite cut of chicken. And then I have a whole bunch of things to add to the slow cooker, some red enchilada sauce, and a can of diced tomatoes and green chilies. It is a staple. And a small can of just chilies, just to kind of drive home that green chili point. And then I have a couple of chipotle peppers that I'll grab out of this can, and I'll add those. And I'll make sure to get some of the adobo sauce from the can as well. Chipotle peppers are amazing. They're smoky, they're spicy, but they're not overpowering. So I love adding them to like stewed chicken and soups. It adds so much great flavor. And then chili powder, about a tablespoon or so, and cumin. I seem to always use chili powder and cumin together, whether I'm making chili or Tex-Mex chicken or lots of soups and stews. And plenty of salt and pepper. Have I ever told you my strongly held belief about slow cooker recipes? To me, it defeats the purpose if you have to brown something before you add it to the slow cooker. So almost across the board, the recipes that I cook in a slow cooker are basically throw it all in and turn it on. You'll notice I didn't sear the chicken or brown it. To me, I just feel like that defeats the purpose. This is really the perfect amount of chicken for my friends who are coming over, but honestly, you could double or possibly triple the amounts I just added to the slow cooker and wind up with a big bunch of chicken, whether you're having a bunch of people over or whether you want to freeze some of it for later. And this chicken, once it's shredded and back in the juice, is perfect for so many things. Tacos, as I'm serving, nachos, you could put the chicken inside enchiladas and make chicken enchiladas. It is just one of those recipes that is perfect every time. Okay, now the lid goes on, and I'm gonna cook this chicken for 3 hours on high, and I will go ahead and check on the chicken, and it is beyond perfect. The sauce that it cooked in is so rich, so I'm just going in with 2 big forks, and I'll shred the chicken. You can shred it to smithereens and just make it super tiny, or you can keep it in big chunks depending on what you need it for. I just want to show you what this chicken looks like after it cooks, and then just look at how easily it just falls apart. And I love the chicken thighs because they stay just really nice and moist and flavorful. So I'm sort of shredding it up into big chunks, and then I'll take a few of the big chunks and shred them into fine chunks. And what's great is when you build those tacos, you get so much of this sauce. So good. Before I shred the rest of this, I better take a bite. I'm calling it entertaining quality control. All right, I better keep shredding. Ooh, that's good.
I'm starting off with something that I think a lot of people where I went to high school know about. It's a queso dip.
Yes.
Okay, but I'm calling this my fortified queso because I add things. And everyone in Texas knows it's usually the block of processed cheese and a can of red and green chilies, and that's it. But I fortify it. So the first thing I'm fortifying it with is some spicy Italian sausage.
Is that grass-fed Italian sausage?
No, I don't know. I don't ask when I go to the butcher or the grocery store.
Would you like me to slice these up?
Yes, so for the toppings bars, some scallions, white and green parts, as small as possible.
Okay.
And then you can pick off the leaves of the cilantro or chop it, doesn't matter. I'm not stressed about it. All right, so we see we've already browned it. We've got that good fat in there. Now we're gonna add some white onion right into the pan. Now, if you have a new slow cooker, a lot of the newer ones have a browning function.
Yes.
So you can actually do all of this in your slow cooker, so you don't have to kind of like make dishes if you don't want to. And that's an actually really nice function. And I'm really just coating these. You know, the slow cooker is gonna get everything nice and tender and translucent, but it's nice to add and kind of look at your ratios and say, okay, I'm happy with that. That's a jalapeno. So I'm gonna add in some cumin.
We do a little chorizo in this if we wanted.
You could do chorizo, obviously, Texas
great idea.
vibes. Yep. So in the can here, I'm gonna add some green chilies from the can.
Those spicy?
No, not really. I would say they're mild. Yeah,
okay.
they're mild, but I'm giving you layers of spice here, right? So these are mild, jalapenos, a little bit spicy, and then I think at the bottom, the very bottom of the Scoville scale is the red bell pepper. So I'm getting that
Very
in there.
bottom.
We have some neighbors who have family from Texas, and when the Texans come, they make queso.
Deliciousness on 10.
And we always drink ranch water with our
What's
queso.
that?
What is that?
Ranch water is tequila, lime seltzer, and fresh lime juice.
Okay, so
It's fantastic.
ranch like you're on a ranch, not ranch
Yeah,
like
it's diet
I'm
food.
thinking ranch
You
dressing.
were thinking I was putting a packet of dressing. Come on, you would have
we know you like it.
No, I would have tried it. Yeah,
4
yeah.
cups of
I'm not
ranch,
against
3
trying.
cups of seltzer. That's what I do. I whisk it. They take it down with obviously fresh.
You know what?
Katie,
I crinkle my nose at that, but also I do have that little canister of ranch powder, and that would be fun in
Nothing
this
wrong with
cheese
that.
dip. Yeah,
Nothing
that
wrong
would be a
you
lot
know
of
what?
fun.
It
in this
would be
queso.
really good in this queso.
Yeah.
What kind of cheese is that?
This is
Cheddar?
This is American processed
Okay, so
block
can you
cheese.
use real cheese and add some cornstarch?
Yeah, you could make yourself a cheese sauce, but this is just easy, breezy.
You don't get a better flavor.
Yeah.
I've had a dinner party and made macaroni and cheese with this before and put it out and not told anyone, and people are like, this is the best mac and cheese I've ever had.
So I'm just cutting these into like, you know, 1/2 inch or 1 inch cubes, really just to help it melt down faster. I think one day it'd be great, and maybe they already have it and I don't know because I'm not living in Texas anymore, but wouldn't it be great if they just had it pre-cubed? We all know it's the most annoying part of making the queso.
It's just too
They
much
do have
work,
it pre-cubed.
right?
It's so much work.
To open that can
is.
and cube
The
that
game's
cheese.
on. I want to watch the game.
Well, they do
Free
make it in-
game.
They make it in single slices, too.
They do. Yes, they do.
I mean, Sunny, if you really wanted to, you could just put the whole block in here and slowly let it melt.
You could. Now, let's talk about that with the slow cooker,
Let's.
right? So you've got really 2 temps on a slow cooker, and we're gonna do this at low, which is anywhere from, if you don't have a slow cooker, you can just put all of this in the oven in a dish with a lid, and that's anywhere from like 190 to 200 and something degrees, maybe 205. So that's what you wanna do with this if you don't have a slow cooker. But I would say it's a really good investment.
Oh, I think a slow cooker is a great investment.
Agreed.
We use ours so much.
Yeah, we just ordered one of the ones that you could sear on. So
On the
I
bottom?
feel like that's
Oh.
gonna help out.
So smart. All right, so we've got the block cheese in there, and then right in,
I like the
Gonna-
enhancement. I really do.
well, you gotta fortify it. Plus,
forti-
it's just a way to beef it up, you know?
It's like, I mean, why are we even eating?
If you do this, then it also allows you to have a smaller kind of cheese bar, right? Because this is like full on, you've got your meat, you've got your veg. You don't have to have like hot dogs, and no one's gonna, well, you could put this on a hot dog, but
Ooh,
it's
you
just
throw,
not like,
throw
you
little
know.
hot dogs in there, some couple hot 290.
You put those little weenies in there,
Oh,
cocktail
just put it all in
weenies
there.
and
Do that.
queso.
You could
Sort
do
of
that.
a meat fondue.
It is.
There you go.
See, class it up for me, Jeezy. Just like when I
put it
say
up
I'm
on
cheap
you.
and you call it parsimonious, just class it up. All right, so after about 45 minutes to an hour, and you should stir it like every, I'd say 20 minutes or so, like halfway through, you're gonna have your fortified queso dip. All
See,
right?
I'm hanging out real close to this.
are,
I'm
you
not
are.
leaving this at the party.
Do you need like a like?
is
Do you,
my
do you have
station.
to use an oar to stir it?
No,
Okay.
no, just a ladle, just a ladle.
I don't need anything else except
Oh, look
this
at that.
at the
I'm
party.
making a mess. I'm not a great ladler. Thank you.
Oh, he
drag
can't
it.
wait. Look at him though. He is excited.
I see him getting the utensils. I see you, Jeezy.
Well, once he could call it fondue, he was into it.
Yeah, there's your fondue.
Should I use a plate? What do I do?
Oui, chef.
Okay.
Please, top how you like because
Top.
we know you're particular about your toppings.
Okay.
And I would suggest the corn chips because that's also very Texan. A lot of times you'll see at football games, you'll just buy the bag of the chips and they'll cut it like halfway through and add the cheese and the chili over the top.
Walking tacos.
funny.
These are blue corn, right?
Yep, those are blue corn.
Mm.
Right, go in.
Katie, I would give you a bowl, but you doing like I would do, just straight to the trough.
What do you think though? Honestly.
It's good. I like it. I like the herbs, the scallion, and I like the fact that you fortified it with meat. It's so much more interesting than just the regular queso.
Yeah, I like to chew through my queso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
much
there,
texture.
Jeff.
So much texture. The cheese though, right? So you just
Eating it
can't.
with a
You know,
spoon.
I'm eating with a spoon. I'm an aminal.
So you got that oven occupied. The slow cooker is a fabulous way to make your desserts. I am going to make a slow cooker cobbler, and I'm using black cherries. I love using cherries and cobblers because they're so meaty and juicy. So I have some black cherries that I've thawed. I've reserved the juice from the cherries because I want to make a nice syrupy sauce with that. And that's a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm gonna give it a whisk, then add 3/4 cup of the reserved cherry juice. I decided to make a cobbler because what's more southern than a cobbler? And I thought it would be better to use the slow cooker so I can focus on everything else that I need to make. So you got that oven occupied. The slow cooker is a fabulous way to make your desserts. And as this gets nice and hot, it's gonna turn into this beautiful cherry syrup. And I'll pour this back into the slow cooker with those thawed cherries. Mix that around. All right, gonna make my topping. And I decided to just kind of lighten it up a bit. I'm using some reduced fat milk and a little less sugar than I normally use, but still great nonetheless. So for my dry ingredients, I'm using 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. It's gonna be fluffy and airy. 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Give it a whisk. All right, so I've mixed my dry. Now for my wet, 1 egg. And now I'm adding 2/3 cup of reduced fat milk. I have some melted butter. That's about 3 tablespoons of melted, unsalted butter, and a little vanilla extract. Give it a whisk. Break up that egg yolk. And now I'm going to add my wet to my dry to make my batter. Alrighty, so I'm gonna add my batter to the top of this. Okay, so I'm gonna cover this and cook it for about 2.5 to 3 hours on low. And when it comes out and it's nice and warm, I am gonna serve this with a scoop of ice cream.
I'm making my barbecue brisket sandwiches. They're tender and juicy, and they've got some delicious Jewish flair too. To get started, I've got a 4-pound brisket here, and I'm seasoning it all over with kosher salt. Yum. Okay, I'll grab my slow cooker bowl. This way I can just get it in here. I'm starting with a cup of red wine. So good. Okay, I'm gonna add a cup of ketchup, 1/2 cup of tomato paste. It'll add a lot of richness. A few tablespoons of brown sugar, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a couple of teaspoons of mustard powder, and then a teaspoon each of onion powder and garlic powder. And then 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper for some heat. I'll whisk this together. Okay, I'm gonna get the brisket right into the liquid. I'll smush it around so that it gets coated in my barbecue sauce. This is one delicious, boozy barbecue sauce. Okay, I want it to be fat side up. I'll get this into my slow cooker, and this is gonna take about 4 to 5 hours to cook on high. My brisket has been braising in a red wine barbecue sauce for the past 4 hours. I'm gonna let this rest so that the juices can redistribute. I don't want it to dry out. Okay, I'm gonna reduce this sauce now into a thickened barbecue sauce. It's gonna go great on the sandwiches. And I'll just let this simmer while I make my caraway coleslaw. So I'm starting with my cabbage, and cabbage is kind of tough. I wanna give it a head start on softening. And so I'm gonna massage it with some salt. And that's gonna help it break down and achieve that flexible coleslaw state. Okay, I'll set this aside, and then I'm gonna make my dressing. I've got some Dijon mustard and some mayonnaise, so it'll add a nice creamy element. And I'll start with a 1/4 cup. Just plop that right in. A little bit of Dijon will brighten it up. Some apple cider vinegar, some sugar, caraway seeds, and these are gonna add woodsy bitter notes. I'll season with salt and pepper. Okay, I'll pour this right over my cabbage. I'll get in some sliced onions and carrots, just for extra color and crunch and a little sweetness. And I'll toss this all together. Okay, my brisket is rested, and I'm ready to slice it up so that I can assemble. And so, just like any meat, I'm gonna cut it across the grain into some nice thick slices. This looks so juicy and tender. It's basically cutting itself. All right, I'm done slicing. I'm gonna grab my buns. They've been toasting. I love a toasted bun with this. To put these together, I'll grab the bottom half of a bun, spread it with some sauce. Oh yeah, look at how thick that is. I'll add a big slice of brisket on top. I'll pile on some coleslaw. Add a little sauce to the top half of the bun. Sandwich it on top. I love that. Barbecue. I've got to taste. Oh, that's juicy.
My slow cooker chili. I've got 2 pounds of ground beef here. I'm browning a little bit. Jeffrey, just slice scallions.
I got it.
Wedge lemon, dice avocado. And once the meat is browned, I just put it into a bowl. This is 2 pounds of ground beef. Chuck.
Any ground beef?
Chuck.
Chuck, okay.
Big fan.
Love Chuck.
There's no 97.3 here.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
Can't.
chili, I want that layer of fat.
You want to see your reflection
top,
in the chili.
yeah.
You want to be able to do your makeup or blow dry your hair if you're Jeffrey in the chili grease.
So I like to cook everything before and then just put it all in the slow cooker.
Okay.
I think there's something to a little stovetop before. Some things I just throw them in the slow cooker and that's it. I like the big pan and the brown. I can't quite get that surface area sear inside the slow cooker, but big fan, for example, a spiralized ham, apple cider, tons of spices, and just throw it on. I love stuff like that. Little olive oil, not too much. We need, just to get to the reflection in the chili. I love that.
Exactly. Piece by
8
piece.
cloves of garlic.
Wow, we could.
8, not 9. 8.
Eight.
Okay.
1 Fresno chili sliced up.
How
You
you
can
doing?
leave out the seeds.
Fresnos are having a moment
love
this year, you know?
They're my favorite because they're flowery.
They
To me,
really
they're
are.
floral.
Sure.
Speaking of which, sliced red bell pepper. And I leave some things kind of big because this is going to cook for 8 hours.
It'll
people.
disintegrate.
Tomato paste, you need it.
You want it.
Tomato paste is just tomatoes cooked down, down, down. It's thyme in a tube. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah.
You got your time in a tube.
And we just kind of let all this get nice and mixed together. In the slow cooker, a can of whole tomatoes. I always go whole.
Love it.
Lots of chili powder, 2 tablespoons, bay leaf, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of ground allspice, 2 tablespoons of red pepper flakes.
I
Goodbye.
love the
Allspice.
allspice.
Yeah, we're getting that Cincinnati vibe right there.
Yeah, you're right. Water. Gotta have that water.
Delicious.
Couple cups.
You can't live without it.
Yeah, you could put stock or something in here, but I just don't even think it's
If
necessary.
you're cooking it that long, you don't need to waste the stock on it.
I agree. It's 1 BTU burner I love. You get used to a restaurant,
I
where
know what
something's
that
cooked in 1 minute.
I know,
tell you?
it's, I'm moving into a house, and I'm just trying to, my only question was, is there enough gas pressure? I could really care less about anything else, because
That's the
I
only
have a guy,
question you
Jeezy. I
ask.
have a
that's
guy.
one of the only questions, because you cook all the time, and you're like, if it's a little thing, and you're like, oh my gosh, this looks
So this
so
is
good.
the sort of the beating heart of it, right? The onions, the garlic, the meat, and to my mind, there's something different about mixing it all together and then adding it. There just is. Yeah, watch the splatter. Jeffrey just went 20 miles away. Right in there.
Hey, self-preservation.
Right in there. Everything, I'm big on the heat-proof rubber spatulas to get everything. Just mix a little bit. You're gonna come back to this a little bit and stir. So just bring it down to the bottom a little till you see the bay leaf and some of those
you see the
tomatoes.
bay leaf.
And then, of course, you add in 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
Ah,
Right.
ACV.
ACV in there, people. Look at you, Jeffrey's got everything all ready. Cover it, cook on low for 8 hours.
8.
Low
Okay.
8. That's a good in it.
Low on
Slow
8.
cooker is pretty much.
Not 6. 8.
You're good to go.
Now, 30 minutes before I add cooked black beans, stir them in. Okay, scallions, avocado, diced up. I like a dice on the avocado, people. I do. I like those little bits. Sour cream cheese. Here it is, the moment of truth.
Oh, no.
This is one of my
Anybody
favorite,
from Jim's
favorite
Spaghetti
meals.
House watching whether my beef has that cookedness?
I don't think
do
we're ever
see
gonna
my
try to-
reflection, though, Jeff.
That's very important.
Look at this.
8
I
hours.
mean, this is
Meaty.
perfection.
Meaty,
hours.
meaty, meaty.
Yeah, and I like a bowl with like a decent amount of surface area for those toppings. You know what? Help me top.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's not the
Topping
time
is
for the narrow
emotional, by the
bowl.
way. Scallion,
It is emotional.
Yeah, I
avocado.
like the little topping bar. It's like everybody picks
Like
what
all the
they want.
I think it says a lot about the individual person, what they put on. You're watching like,
Oh, con todo. Excuse
really.
me?
Sour
Con
cream,
todo.
some cheese.
That means with everything.
Me too. I
Yeah.
put everything on.
Con todo.
So comforting.
what do you like?
Me on the chili,
I like something crunchy, a little peppers and some cheese. Maybe a little crazy. I like a little
something crunchy
crazy.
and what?
You're not crazy?
cheesy.
A little cheesy.
What about
Sorry.
pickled jalapenos? You like that too?
Oh,
I
yeah.
do.
I like fresh jalapenos on a chili,
Yeah.
too.
For Jeff?
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah? Anything
I'll
else?
take a
Spoon or fork?
spoon.
And the chips, you
Phenomenal.
gotta have those chips. You just hear silence, by the way. I think that's
That's
the
a compliment.
definition of a belly-warming comfort meal, is that no one's talking. Try to put beans in your chili in Texas and see what happens. You won't leave the state.
I like beans in chili. That's a controversial.
They feel it's filler in Texas.
I
It's like,
mean,
it's a
gotta
meat
have
state. You
I
want
think.
meat in your chili, but there's nothing better than creamy beans, especially black beans. And I always tell people, if I do put beans in my chili, it's only gonna be black beans. I just love them. They're so creamy.
They're sweet also a little
And I
bit.
kind of think black beans go with cumin. And I love your cumin notes in here.
I do too.
Lightly placed, the little squeeze of lime at the end. And you truly cannot beat a chili bar where you get to make it your own and top it with your things. But this is perfect